People get to follow the thing that has certainty in it. For there to be certainty, there must be an element of confidence in it. That's how trends or fashion come about. Someone can wear a torn shirt right now, and depending on how confident he is in wearing people tend to think that he has a bit of a sense, a bit of a pattern to it, and people can easily follow it. People can follow anything. You can imagine people following the trend of not wearing belt, people following the trend of showing their pants, people following trends of torn cap, you know, raggedy jeans. You can form any part, for as long as in displaying it, you have a bit of confidence, you have a bit of a certainty, because people are looking for things that are certain. People are looking for things that have an anchor to it. If they can't get it themselves, they're looking for someone that has it. They're looking for something to latch onto, in the changing world and the uncertainties of life. People are looking for something, someone to latch into, and it behoves us, those that have certainty, not to abuse it. Unfortunately, it gets abused, and that's one of the things we're going to be learning from this book: the abuse of trust. The abuse of trust is one way to go about it. As we learn the abuse of trust, hopefully we can also learn how to be more responsible with the trust people give to us. People give us their trust. It's up to us to be responsible towards it. When it comes to leadership, leadership is not something you take. Leadership is something that the followers give to the leader, and the leader has a choice. The leader can abuse it, or he can hold it responsibly in a way that will bring the followers to freedom. You know, they are bosses, who enjoy keeping their followers as followers forever. Those are tyrants. And we have some of them on the pulpits. You have some of them in offices, tyrants, because they are too scared. They're not confident in themselves. So that they build their confidence around imprisoning their followers. They want to make them ever followers. They don't want them to come to a place of release, a place of actualization, a place of their own freedom, because they are scared that that freedom might make them to be equal to or better than them, you know and that is the hell, or the downfall of a leader who is insecure in himself. Today I can say boldly, I have people that I've raised that are today they are apostles, people that I've raised that have their own churches. I don't have a church. In the workplace, there are people that I mentor that are bigger than me, have grades higher than me, and that doesn't demean me. That doesn't take away from who I am. I am who I am, and nobody's better than me or less. We all have our different paths, our different lanes to run. For as long as you're faithful on your lane, that's all that matters in life. Success is not about comparing you to someone else, how you are better than someone else, how you are less than someone else. It's about you becoming on a continual basis the highest, expression of all that God has made you to be. That's all that success is. No, it's not whether you are more anointed or you are less anointed. Someone is raising dead people to dead. You from the dead. You are not raising people from the dead. Is that what God called you to do? Is that what makes you happy? Is that what moves your mottos? If it's not, then why compare yourself to the person? Just be good at what you have. Be a better version of yourself, and on a continual basis, grow and become better. Some people might get there in one day. Maybe you are getting there in 10 days. For as long as you're happy, for as long as you're contented, for as long as you have balance, equilibrium in your life, just take your time. We don't have the same clock. Some people run so fast and their light dies. Some people take a while and they stay forever. Just be yourself, love yourself. So that'll be our next book. We'll talk about the confidence game. We'll look at how people use it to swindle, but we'll also you look at how we can use it to help one another, grow one another. So I look forward to doing that starting from next Sunday. But today we're just going to go back to our book, the confidence, the gold mine effect. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to close it out today. We've had a good 8 months doing this. Wow. I never knew we are going to take 8 months to do this. When we started in January, but it is what it is. Like, you know what I say all the time, we're not in a hurry. We're going to take the time it takes to do anything that we got to do here. It's about what we get out of it. It's not how fast, it's not how slow, but we're going to soak as much as we can soak from it. And I hope you've been soaking as you come along with us. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've gained something. I hope your life has become better. Minus, I am not the same person I was when I started this year. I'm a much better person. I'm a success. I'm becoming better in that which I've set my heart to do. I'm becoming more confident in that which I've set my heart to do. Some things I used to be shaky about, I'm more confident about them. And I'm continually growing, getting better by the second, by the minute, by the day, by the week, by the month, by the year. And I hope that can be said of you also. Yeah, going on to chapter 8 of our book, trying to summarize chapter 8 as we close the book. The quote that pretty much runs up the whole book itself is champions aren't made in gyms. Champions are not made in the gym. You go to the gym to work, but that's not where champions are made. They are made long before that. Yeah, they're made long before them. It's not just a walking of the muscles, it's a walking of the mind. Champions are made in the mind, right? So Muhammad Ali says champions are not made in the gym. Champions are made from something they have deep insight them. It's a desire, it's a dream, it's a vision. It only gets actualized in the gym, it gets actualized in the ring. What makes champions, what makes the great people is the desire they have. Mind is the thought, the desire they have, the dream they have, the vision they have. If you're walking at anything and you don't have a desire, you are no better than a machine. You are no better than a cow. It's the mind of man that makes a difference to the man. The liberation of a man, of a person comes from what his mind does, with whatever he's involved in or not. That's what differentiates us from ordinary animals, right? That's our leverage position, is how you bring your mind to whatever you're doing that determines the success or the lack thereof. So champions are not made in the gym. They are made from something that's much deeper than that. They are made from the vision they have. They are made from what they see of what their tomorrow should be. They are made from their vision of themselves, their outlook to themselves. Who do you see yourself as? How do you interpret your journey of life so far? How do you interpret where you are today? How do you interpret your tomorrow? Those are the things that make champion. If you cannot see yourself, in the place you want to be, you're not gonna get there. There's no magic around it. You're only gonna get to the place that you can see. That's what God told Abraham, even after Lot left him. He said, look north, look south, look east and west, as far as you can see, I will give to you. As far as you can see, I will give to you. What do you see? What do you see? You are limited by what you see. You are limited by what you see. If you can't see it, you can't get it. You are limited by what you see. If you can't see it, you can't get it. It's time to open your eyes to see what you want. See what you want. Don't believe any prophecy. Don't believe any word that is saying you can't have it. If you want it, you can have it. For you to have it, you must see it. You must see yourself having it. You must see yourself taking possession of it, because you are not going to rise above your belief. Right? You can want what you want, but you gotta believe you can have it. You gotta see yourself having it, unless you won't have it. Right? So champions, if you want to be great, you want to make it in life, you want to be the best in whatsoever you think you made up your mind to be, you gotta have a great desire for it, right? You gotta have a desire for it. You gotta have a dream for it. You gotta have vision for it, right? Your desire is a prayer. Your desire is a prayer. If you desire it, then you'll find a way. You'll find a way to get it. If you desire it, you'll find a way to get it. If you don't desire, you find an excuse. You find an excuse how or why you shouldn't get it. You will listen to all the naysayers if you don't have a desire. But if you have a desire, you will find a way. You will either go under it, you will go beside it, you will go through it. but you'll find a way if you have a desire. If you have a dream, yes, you have something burning on the inside of you for it. It gives you the you have a dream. It gives you the it gives you a starting point, for moving towards the thing that you want. If you have a vision, it drives you. It drives you. We are all driven by the picture that we see. I'm talking right now, what you're seeing are pictures. Yeah, you're hearing words, but you're seeing pictures. And that picture of your tomorrow is what you need to make it in life, to be a champion, to win. Right, it's what gives you the fight on the inside. Remember, we say it's not the size of a dog in a fight, it's the size of a fight in a dog. It's the size of a desire in the dog. It's the size of the dream in the dog. It's the size of the vision in the dog. That's what makes the difference. That's what makes you to win in life or lack thereof. Right? So that's one of the things we shared from the book. We'll go on. The difference that makes a difference is who wants it most. Same thing was about the dog. You're going for something. How much do you want it? You're comparing people that want something. It's who wants it more? Who wants it more? Who's willing to pay the price for what you want? For whatsoever you want in life, there's a price for it. There are no free lunches in life. Whatsoever you want, there's a price for it. For me to be here to share this time with you, there's a price for it. It means I have to read the book, I have to study the book, I have to look at all the references here and there. It means I have to make out this time to be with you. There are other things that are competing for this time. It's other things I could do, other things I could be crowding myself around. But because I have made up my mind, this is important for me. I've canceled every other thing to make this possible. I've canceled things that will make me be scouting for time, struggling from time to be here. That will make me not to be prepared when I come here. I've made up that time. I've made up my time to exercise so that I can do this in a way that there's an alignment between my body, my and what I'm saying, so that there's no distraction, there's no confusion of the message that you are receiving. I'll pay the price, for my body to agree with what my mind is saying. That's why you're able to hear it the way you're hearing it. That's why it's coming out with confidence. I'm playing the confidence game on you because it's an alignment, with my being, the congruency with my being. I'm sounding to you like someone who knows what he's saying, but I wasn't born this way. How to prepare myself to be able to do this. Right. So whatever you want, there's a price for you to pay also. And whatever you want, just ask yourself, what do I have to do to get it? Right. You might not be that you'll be able to do everything in one day. Start. Start where you are. Start with what you can do. Right. Don't be inundated. Don't be scared by the enormity of what it takes to get to where you want to get to. Just start. Take one day at a time. Step. Do what you can do. Do what you can do. Don't be worried about the things you can do. Do what you can do. Do what you can do. Do what you can do before you know it. You'll be doing the things you couldn't do before. Right? Because every step is going to make you better. Every step is going to grow you. Right? You become better than you were yesterday. You become someone that is able to do the things you couldn't do yesterday just because you started. Right? That's important. That helps. So motivation is the emotional foundation of all excellence, right? There's gotta be a sense of wanting it. Motivation is not just an emotion. Motivation is a sense of wanting it. There has to be a place called there calling you. There has to be a magnet in front of you that's drawing you to itself, drawing you to a better tomorrow, drawing you to a better self, drawing to a better finance, drawing to a better marriage, drawing you to a better relationship, drawing to a better parenting, or whatsoever it is a need in your life, better health, that thing, that's your motivation. That thing that is drawing you in your future is your motivation, right? And it helps you to gives you the emotional foundation to build excellence in whatsoever it is that you want to do, right? So, um, so no matter who you are or what it is you're striving to achieve, you need a sense of where you are going to. That helps you.